Alright, hello guys. Today we're going to be talking about the possible severe weather outbreak that is going to happen today and is currently unfolding right now as I'm speaking. I know we do have 3 severe thunderstorm watches up. You can see basically all of Michigan is in a severe thunderstorm watch. Indiana and Northern Ohio is in a severe thunderstorm watch currently. Also, for this day 1 outlook, we do have a moderate risk of severe weather for basically all of eastern Michigan right here. And we also have it's also for northeastern Ohio, as well as the very northeastern corner of Indiana. Actually, it's northwest Ohio, the corner of northwest Ohio. That's what I wanted to say. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to just show you guys this, and you can see that marginal risk goes all the way down into the south, including Alabama, also Georgia, Tennessee. But we do have a moderate risk for today, which I'm not even sure, but whatever. So I want to go ahead and show you guys. This is the tornado risk, so you can see the big cities. We got Detroit, Michigan in this risk, Columbus, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, Toledo, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio. These are a pretty big area of risk. Of a 5% chance of seeing a tornado. In Michigan, that's a pretty good chance of seeing at least a few tornadoes, and that's going to be the same for a lot of us. Hopefully this doesn't disappoint for storm chasers out there. We're going to see what happens. Now, this is definitely a wind-driven moderate risk. As you can see here, we have a significant wind threat, which means 65 knots or greater are possible, and we are expecting possibly Category 1 hurricane force winds to be possible within this. So that means, 75 to 90 mile per hour winds could be possible. I know we did have a wind speed recorded of 85 just on the coast of Michigan on the west side, so that's pretty intense. But the main line hasn't developed yet. Currently, we're just watching storms flare up, and they're moving this way. But we're watching that main line develop currently, and that's what we're gonna keep a track on for. Now, the hail threat, we do have a chance for some 1-inch diameter hail, possibly. I don't think it's gonna be too big of a threat, but it is possible for some hail to happen as well. Now, I want to go ahead and show you guys the satellite imagery currently. So, in something to notice, we do have some storms firing up here in the northern Michigan, and we also have storms getting ready to fire up down here to the south along this line. You can also see this low pressure system. Actually, I do believe that's a high pressure. So it's a cold front right here, and you can actually the cold front must be like kind of right here now, and we are currently watching. We are watching the storms develop along that cold front. Sorry, guys. Sorry guys. Yeah, you can see they're watching the storms develop along the cold front, severe thunderstorms. You can also see these pop-up storms beginning to form right here. You'll see that happen. You'll start to see that flare up as well. Right there, you'll see that. I'm gonna pause it really quick. But we do have some storms beginning to show up here. So there it is. We have a lot of this train basically getting ready to start moving its way through. So that's something I want to point out for you guys. Now, let's go to look at the models. This is the NAM model, and something I want to point out here, let's get to where we currently are. So this is where we currently are. We basically have these storms forming in Indiana, and we have these storms that are moving north into Michigan, northern Michigan, and we have this line basically forming. And you'll notice here that these storms eventually form into a pretty organized line, and you can see why we have that moderate risk near Michigan, more northern Ohio and southern Michigan. You'll see this when it hits around the Detroit area. You can see how purple that is and how strong this whole line will be all the way down to Kentucky almost. That's why we have that moderate risk in this area right here, because of how strong that line will be when it's moving into the southern Michigan area and the northern Ohio, basically central Ohio as well area. That's a pretty big, that's pretty strong storms that we're seeing there. And that moves out of the way. And then we also see that as it moves out of the way, it moves into Pennsylvania and New York and all the other states. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on. But you can see just how quickly these storms are going to form, and then how ferocious they're going to be when they actually are impacting the moderate risk area. And even outside the moderate risk area, you can see how strong they're going to be. So it wouldn't surprise me if you get some pop-up tornadoes, quick spin-ups in the atmosphere today. Now this is what the HRRR model is saying. So currently, the HRRR model, HRRR, showing this is what's currently happening. We can see that it has these storms developing down to the south in Indiana, and you can see here it develops the line as well, and it also shows it having a pretty good impact here in southern Michigan and basically eastern Michigan as well. So it's going to be all of southeast Michigan will be impacted by this. Lower Michigan will basically be it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be hit pretty hard by this severe weather event today. Now I want to show you guys the kind of temperatures. So you can see here, I want you guys to spot the cold front. Pause it and spot the cold front before I do anything here. Alright, you guys should have had enough time to type in the comments now. Now this is where the cold front is. Okay, this is current for Wednesday. So we are watching this push across the country. And you can see here, we also have a lot of that tropical moisture left over here in the Midwest and the Great Lakes region. And you'll see here, guys, that when I start moving this, we get those high temperatures at the peak right after the storms move through. But you can see how, you can see how this cold front blasts through, and that's why we get all this development of severe storms. That's why it's going to be favorable in this region right here for the severe storms. And we also have this region right here that's at risk as well, which is a pretty good area that we could watch as well for some severe storms that could be damaging winds and large hail, possibly. Alright. Now, I want to go ahead and show you guys the wind gusts, because this is the big concern with all this. So, you can see here, wind gusts, the biggest concern with this whole thing. You can also see that cold front, and we get that high pressure built in. You'll see here, 4 p.m., start to see those winds moving through. We got 40s, we got 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We got basically 40s to 30s in this whole area in that moderate risk, which it's probably going to be some higher ones as well. As we keep moving, 10 p.m., you can see that wind threat basically diminish. 11 p.m., 12 a.m. Now we get that last final push of strong winds, and then we're finally done with it. So that's something I'm going to keep an eye on as well, but you can see here how just strong these winds are going to be here as they move through. Now everyone, I'm going to show you guys the CAPE, which is convective available potential energy. This is something I want to point out. So here we go, this is current time. You can see here we got around 1,000 CAPE built up in southeastern Michigan. In western Michigan we have around 2,000. In Indiana we have 2,000s as well. All the way down into Kentucky as well here. And you'll see, oh my gosh, this is something I don't like about predictable weather. But you can see here, as we keep moving, all that daytime heating and instability will build up, creating 3,000s, 2,000s for basically all of the moderate risk area and all the enhanced risk area. Everyone at risk will have 2,000, 3,000. In more central Michigan, we have around 3,000 CAPE. And then you'll see here that we're gonna go, and then we're gonna go some more, and you can see here we get some pretty good CAPE built up in more central Michigan as well, almost 4,000 CAPE. Down here near Detroit we got around 2,000, 3,000 CAPE. So it's gonna be a very interesting area to see how much CAPE we're going to actually have finally. So this is gonna be a very interesting time to watch out for. And then you can also see how this is you can see like progression of it, and then when it leaves. Now this is the significant tornado parameter. This is the RAP, rapid refresh model. No, this is it's the RAP model. So you'll see here, currently we'll go, and you'll see that push of severe weather right here, and you'll see as it moves into Michigan and in Ohio how the STP values do in fact go up. You'll see that happening right there. So all across there we have 2s, we have 3s. So this could be a very interesting area. So here's the sounding as it's moving through for the RAP. Picking up on a tornado, the CAPE around 3,000. Something we're going to have to keep in mind here as we are progressing through time here. That's what the RAP model says about this. Now we're gonna go to the HRRR model. Here we go. So this HRRR model, you'll see here, also predicting pretty good, the significant tornado parameter, pretty good across Michigan, Ohio, and Kentucky. And then as it moves into Pennsylvania, New York, West Virginia, Kentucky, West Virginia and Virginia, that's when it loses a lot of its possibilities to produce. It has that significant tornado parameter pretty high. Now for the NAM model say on this, we'll go to that really quick. NAM model, of course, you can see NAM model has the highest CAPE almost. The highest significant tornado parameter in more upper Michigan, and then also in northern Ohio. But then the biggest threat here will be wind gusts. So that's going to be our biggest threat, as well as tornadoes. So you can see here with the significant tornado parameter of the NAM model, basically saying it's going to be more central Michigan and more northern Ohio with that biggest threat. Now, that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. Make sure to leave a like and maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you all in the next weather-related video. Bye, everyone. Stay safe, and I love you. Yeah. Goodbye.